dunk, dunk. Cane sauce. This Texas toast, look at this. You hear that? You hear that? It sounds like I'm rubbing my knife against steel, okay? That's how crunchy it is. Hey guys, welcome back. So as you can see, we're gonna be doing a Cane's feast from scratch. We're gonna be making the chicken, we're gonna be making the cane sauce, the French fries, and the Texas toast. We're gonna start off with the bread. I'm gonna be doing about 3 cups of flour, and anytime you're measuring flour, obviously you wanna get a nice scoop and level it off with a knife. To this bowl, I'm gonna be adding a packet of instant yeast, and since it's instant, I don't need to bloom it in any water or anything. I'm just gonna be throwing everything together and mixing it up. And to that, I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of sugar, and to a measuring cup with hot water, I'm gonna be adding cold milk so that the temperature levels off at about warm. I'm gonna throw a teaspoon of salt in, add in our milk mixture, and about 2 tablespoons of melted butter. Kind of rich dough. It's not gonna be too rich, but I want it to be enough so that it gives that nice, fluffy, soft texture to the bread. Obviously, if you've had Cane's, their bread is just the softest and it's crispy and oh, I love it. Throw it on a clean counter. Emphasis on clean, because I know some of y'all are gonna be like, is the counter even clean? The counter is clean. I'm gonna start kneading it until it's a nice soft dough ball. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it took me about 20 minutes. I don't have my stand mixer anymore, guys. I'm so sad. I actually was in the process of moving and it accidentally got donated, so I'm doing it by hand. Then we're gonna oil a bowl, put it in the bowl, and we're gonna let it double in size. So once it's nice, we're gonna punch it down, so satisfying. And then we're gonna weigh it out to about I think I did about 3.7 ounces. So after we're done weighing it out, we're going to kind of shape it into a rectangle and then we're gonna roll it out. A few tips. I don't think I would, because I was trying to do about 5 inches. I ended up doing around 7 inches for each of them. What I would have did was probably the 5 inches so that it had more of a rise, like more, you know what I mean? Like that Texas toast type of style. Pinch your edges closed. Then you're gonna parchment paper and you're gonna set them very close to each other. They're basically, you know, you want them touching each other so that that classic Texas toast look. So we're gonna let that rise. I did not let mine rise long enough, you guys, because I was rushing. Mine were compact and dense. Make sure you let them rise, let them double in size. We're gonna brush it with some egg wash, which was basically egg and a little bit of water. Then we're gonna sprinkle the classic sesame seeds on it. We're gonna throw those in the oven at 400, and my oven was running a little bit cool, so it actually took 20 minutes, but it shouldn't take any longer than 15. You wanna make sure you have that nice golden brown top. They look so good. Moving on to the chicken, I'm basically gonna be doing what I did in my last video, adding an egg, because scientifically there's got to be a reason why the egg does so well with this. Then I'm going to add the seasonings, and you guys, I don't have all of my seasonings unpacked. I'm working with the seasonings that I had on hand: paprika, garlic powder, white pepper, salt. Set that aside. I actually let this sit overnight, but you can do about 30 minutes. It's fine. So while that is marinating, we're going to get into the fries. We're going to be taking some regular Idaho potatoes, and I'm going to peel them over plastic because obviously that's easy, simple cleanup. And then I'm going to be taking this crinkle cut fry cutter, and I'm just going to be cutting it like as if I were cutting it with a knife, but with a crinkle cutter. After I'm done cutting those, I'm going to put those in an ice bath for about 30 minutes. So I'm going to do a double fry and a freeze on these guys. So I'm basically going to be frying these at 300 until they're par cooked. And then I'm going to be putting them in the freezer. I put them overnight, but you can do it until, you know, they're frozen. I don't think that would take till overnight. While those are in the freezer, we're going to start on the cane sauce, and cane sauce is super easy. I'm going to be taking about a cup of mayonnaise, half a cup of ketchup, a half a teaspoon of garlic powder, a couple of squirts of Worcestershire. You really need that because it adds that like twang to it. Generous amount of pepper. I think that's really the star of the show in cane sauce, the pepper. I didn't have any vinegar, so I added lemon juice. I always like to use those interchangeably when it comes to making sauce. It's just really good. And you guys know, once you make this, let it set aside at least for 30 minutes so the flavors come and marinate together, because I always tell you that. So now we're going to set up the dredge for our fried chicken. I'm just going to be taking 2 Ziploc bags. This is my favorite way to do this. I'm going to put 2 cups of flour, just plain flour, in one bag. And then in the other bag, I'm going to be putting 2 cups of flour plus 1/4 cup of potato starch for the crunch. And then to that bag, I'm going to be adding all of the seasonings that I added to the chicken. Give that a good shake. Now we're going to be making the wet dredge, 2 cups of flour in the bowl. And then I'm also going to be adding water until it comes to like a really thin pancake batter consistency, like really thin. We're gonna put the chicken into the plain flour, shake that up really, really well. And then when you take that out, when you take the chicken out, make sure you knock off as much as flour as possible. You do not want it to be a lot of flour coating it, because obviously we have 2 more steps and we need to get as much as flour off of the first step. Then we're going to put it in the wet dredge, and we're going to get as much as the wet dredge off of it as well. We don't want it to be just breading. Then you're going to put it into the seasoning flour, and you're going to shake that bag up really, really well. We want it to coat the chicken really well. And another plus to this is that when you're adding the wet into the final step, it's going to create all of these little crispy bits in the bag from the wet dredge. That's what's going to give you that extra crunch. So we're going to go straight into frying this. I have my fryer, I think about 360, and we're just going to fry those until they're what? Golden brown and delicious. And we're going to set those to the side, and then we're going to jump into finishing our fries. So these are frozen. So this is another tip, you guys. If you're doing this method, make sure your oil is very hot, because the frozen fries will bring down the temperature of the oil drastically. I had mine at 375 and it still wasn't enough because it dropped it all the way down to 200. But anyway, once those are done cooking, you're just going to toss those in with a little bit of salt, give it a little shake, and there's your French fries. Now let's put this all together. We're going to toast our bread, both sides with butter, give it a nice little toast. And then we're ready to assemble. Just throw your chicken. If you're doing this, just throw it all together. If you guys are still here, leave me some bread emojis in the comments below. And gosh, guys, look at that. That was so beautiful. All right, you guys, let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back. Am I officially doing Cookmas? I don't know, but we're putting out movies in December. I don't know if we'll call it Cookmas, but welcome back to Cookmas. Today, guys, look what I got. Today I made a Cane's feast. Well, this is my order of Cane's. I get the boxed chicken with extra toast, no coleslaw sometimes, with extra cane sauce. Look at this chicken, guys. Look at this chicken. Dunk, dunk. Cane sauce. I know I say I do it every time, but I promise you guys, God, I'm reaching really far to see y'all. Look at that. This Texas toast, look at this. You hear that? I'm all over the place. I haven't filmed in so long, you guys. You gotta dip your toast in the cane sauce. My fries have been sitting here for a minute, but okay, maybe I did F up on the fries a little bit. I wanted them to be crispy, but let's be honest, do we ever really get crispy Cane's fries? I don't know. You guys, that is so good. This might be one of my favorite chicken recipes. I say that all the time, I know. Guys, I don't really have much to say. That is just delicious. The chicken is just perfect. Like, oh my gosh, look at that. Beautiful golden brown. And the chicken is actually sticking to the chicken. You know how when you have fried chicken and it just slides all around? It does not slide around, it sticks completely to the chicken. Matter of fact, let me take one more bite so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Okay, dip in the cane sauce. You hear that? It sounds like I'm rubbing my knife against steel, okay? That's how crunchy it is. This chicken is perfect. Guys, I'm so excited about this one. This is so freaking good. Guys, I just make really good chicken. What can I say? If you guys are still here, leave me some chicken emojis in the comments below. I know it's supposed to be given Cane's, but it's got a little bit more flavor than Cane's. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, obviously to be expected because you're making it at home. All right, guys, so that is it for today. I will see you guys in the next video. I am doing Cookmas. I'm really excited. We're kicking off with fried chicken because you guys love fried chicken. Anyway, all right, I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video.